Hello YouTube, this is MaulGamer and welcome to a Sword and Shield related video. Today we'll be doing a team planner and this will be split up into two parts. Today I'll be doing my personal team planner and tomorrow we'll be doing a themed team to do with Sword and Shield. So, without further ado, let me get on to some more incy bits info. So basically, this time it's going to work a little differently. Basically, I will be doing two teams. One team will be how I'll begin the game. I have watched a load of YouTubers, so I know quite a couple of the Pokemon I'll be starting with. I won't be having their evolutions, so this is very early game. So this could be before wild area stuff. So I'll be doing that team, not that many, and I'll just do 6 Pokemon. Notice how I say 6, because there's another little thing I'm doing. On the second team, which will be after, when it gets to more gyms, like middle gyms, that sort of thing, when you start getting into the game more, I'll be doing a second team. The team I would mostly pick, but there'll be 3 extra Pokemon. These 3 extra Pokemon will be Pokemon I swap with a lot. Because I do swap Pokemon quite often. Just to change the teams up a little. Give some variation in teams. So, my team would be based on that. So, without further ado, let us begin. So, starting team. I would definitely pick Scorbunny. I've loved Scorbunny since day one. And I'm happy he's even a Pokemon. I just love his design. I love fire types in general. And fire type starters altogether. So, perfect. I've always liked fire type starters since the very beginning, actually. When I first played Black and White, I chose Tepig. When I played Sun and Moon, I chose Litten. When I played Let's Go, the first starter I was able to catch was a Charmander. So on and so forth. So he's a nice Pokemon to start with. And of course, Hop's going to choose the complete opposite Pokemon, which will be Grookey. So I will be still able to see Grookey in gameplay. So it'll be pretty nice. Also, by the sounds of things, Leon gets Dissobble, which is kind of weird. I thought Bede would get that, or it would just go to waste. But hey, still pretty nice idea. My next Pokemon would be Yamper. Yamper, ever since I saw him in the demo, I was like, oh my goodness, they're making a Corgi Pokemon. This is amazing. And definitely, I think it was going to be a must-have. So, I thought, you know what? He's definitely going to be a Pokemon on my team. So, Yamper. It's just Yamper. That's all I have to say. It's Yamper. Is there any more that I need to say? It's Yamper. For crying out loud, it's Yamper. Next one is 2 entries because they are listed for the same reasons. Well, yes, but no. So if any of you don't know, I'm getting Pokemon Sword and Shield around Christmas time, like quite a lot of people are. But I will still be able to get this special early access Pokemon, Meowth, which then can Gigantamax. I know there's a Galarian Meowth, and I'm not going to be using it. No way. I don't like it. I don't like how there's an Alolan and a Galarian Meowth. But I want to have Meowth on my team. The same reason goes for, well, not the exact same reason, but Eevee. G-Max Eevee, I adore. And the fact that they even used Eevee, because if you have Let's Go Eevee, you get it for free. Which I love. I have Eevee. I love Eevee. I mean, isn't it obvious? I love Eevee. And, you know, I've got Let's Go Eevee, so it works. So I will be having a G-Max Eevee, and I'll probably keep it for quite a lot of the game. I know some people might not keep him because, you know, it's Let's Go. It's an Eevee. It can't evolve. But, I mean, Eevee couldn't evolve in Let's Go, so I mean, unless you got the next one, but unless you got another one, really that was it. But in my opinion, Eevee is definitely a Pokemon I would have as on my team. I mean, I'm an Eevee lover. I don't know what nickname I would give it because there is a lot of nicknames that I could choose from. But, yeah. My next Pokemon for early game would be Galarian Zigzagoon. This was the second Pokemon to be announced. Galarian forms. And I kind of liked Zigzagoon from the very start. So, a Galarian Zigzagoon is cool. And I probably won't be keeping it though. It will be an early game dark type until I can get Impidimp. So, yeah, it's just really there for an early game dark type. That's pretty much it. It's only there for that. I mean, if I get Obstagoon, I'll probably keep it in, like, my box. Just for, like, when I need to go more defensive play than the offensive play. So, if I do, you know, if I do need that Pokemon just to tank some moves, that will be his purpose when he becomes Obstagoon. But that's really it. Galarian Zigzagoon, guys. The last Pokemon is one you may have seen coming, especially because it's an early game Pokemon. That being Wooloo! Wooloo is, I mean, just look at it. Just look at Wooloo. I know I won't be keeping it, especially since it's a normal type. I mean, already I've got Galarian Meowth and, no, not Galarian Meowth. I've got G-Max Meowth, I've got G-Max Eevee, both of course you can't do in the same battle, and having Wooloo, that makes me 3 normal types. Not the best choice, to be honest, but, I mean, it will be there for the beginning of the game. I think I just care for Wooloo, and I love him. I love Wooloo. I love him. He's so cute. He's so cute. How can you not love Wooloo? It's Wooloo for crying out loud. Yeah, just Wooloo. It's there. Its evolution, I'll probably keep early game as well, double. But I won't be, like, keeping it on my team for that long. Anyway, so, Wooloo, guys. So, I have a couple of honourable mentions for that team. That being Wookidee. I like Corviknight, but I feel like he's not going to be a Pokemon I'd use, especially at that, like, you know, as a normal form. I would mostly try and get its evolutions. I think it's like, I can't remember, it was Corvisquire, I think it was. I probably might have a Corvisquire, but never really a Wookidee. Another one is Nickit, which, yes, is really bad to say, I know. But I like it, but I don't at the same time. Its evolution, I know if I was to keep one, I would name it Foxy. I wouldn't keep it on my final team, but I might keep it in my box and do a themed battle at some point. Using some Pokemon from other game, you know, that I can name after members on my Discord. So, no Discord promotion there. And, of course, the last one is, yeah, Tutel. The pre-evolution to Dreadnought is okay. Not really a big fan, but he exists. He is kind of cute, but that's all. That's all. I'm not going to base a Pokemon just because of how cute he is. Except Wooloo. Wooloo's the only exception you can have. Yay! So, now that we've completed the first part of this, let's move on to the main Pokemon. I'll still do 3 honorable mentions. I'll of course do 3 Pokemon I'll swap with quite a bit. As well, another little tiny thing, with the Pokemon in the corner, when you see it, there will sometimes be a star as well. If you see this star, that means the Pokemon will rarely come off my team. This will be either because, I love it so much, or it's because, well, the first one will be a big, obvious giveaway. It's the starter. Not many people take away their starters, and I just really love this fire type starter actually. So let's do this. So as I was saying earlier, Cinderace, Scorbunny's final evolution. I like Cinderace, but not because of its theme. If you don't know the themes of this region's starters, it is basically entertainment. Inteleon being a spy, which is based, movies and film and TV shows and stuff like that. Cinderace is sports because it looks like an athlete. Its signature move is Pyro Ball, which is literally it kicking a football made of fire, but it's actually kicking a pebble. But it becomes a ball which is linked to football. And so basically sports. And Rimaboom, Grookey's final evolution, is got a big drum. It's a big giveaway that he's music. But Cinderace, I'm not too fond of sports, especially football. I do not like it. Just never me. But I do have to say, Cinderace is an exception. I love him. Even though he should have been a fire electric type, he's literally suited for it. At least he's not a firefighting. And at least we can all be happy that he wasn't. Cinderace is perfect, and he's very speedy as well, if you don't know. He is great when it comes to, your physical, but he's an absolute powerhouse with speed. So I don't think I'll be needing to give it speed candies anytime soon. Or any, speed. Well, I was used to speed candies in Let's Go. Whatever method of speed is in this game, if it's like the nutrients, then I'll be fine with that. But yeah, Cinderace. It's Cinderace. You gotta love him. A lot of YouTubers, PokeTubers, love Cinderace for a lot of things, because it's actually a good starter, since a lot of starters actually, there has been quite some bad ones. Some looking cool, and some looking like Emball, which is terrible. My next Pokemon is surprisingly Riolu. This is a first Pokemon on this list, which, other than Pokemon that's come, the G-Max ones that are easily just gifted to you, other than those two, Meowth and Eevee, other than those two, Riolu's the first normal Pokemon to be on this list. That you don't get for free that easily. Of course, I'll be keeping him as a Lucario, but I like Riolu due to it feeling like I can have a bond with. It feels like a bond Pokemon, and technically is. I absolutely have loved Mega Lucario, even though he's not in this game because Dexit. But I still love Lucario, and he's always been a Pokemon that I've loved since I first used him in Diamond and Pearl, when I actually got to play it. So definitely a Pokemon I'll be keeping, and I will be naming it either Spanish for Strong Bond. I cannot remember the name, how you say it now. Do tell me in the comments, actually. Or I'll just be calling it Sincario. But that's really it. Lucario. Absolute beautiful Pokemon. There you go. Next Pokemon is Dualderon. The new or whatever, however you say it. I seriously do not know how you say it. But Dualderon, he looks amazing. And I know he gets a G-Max as well, which literally looks like the Prism Tower as well. I love him. But I don't care about the G-Max. I care about its typing. This is one of those Pokemon I'm keeping on my team because of its typing. It's an absolute Steel Dragon. It only has 2 weaknesses. Literally 2 weaknesses. It's literally weak to what? Fairy and... It's weak to Fairy and what? Fire. Fire and Fairy is weak to 2 types. And it's immune to poison as well. So, if there was a poison gym, boom, this guy's going to be great. I do enjoy... I just love the design of Dualderon. And he does look like a pseudo legendary, even though he isn't. Which is kind of cool, actually. He isn't the strongest, but he's pretty strong, actually. I can't remember if he's a special or a physical. But definitely, if I do get one, I will be powerhousing this Pokemon with, Toxic and, other big special moves. And I'm hoping he can learn something like Thunder. That'll be really nice because I do have a couple powerhouse Pokemon from other games which learn Thunder and Toxic and Protect a lot of different moves. And this Pokemon definitely would be one of them. The next Pokemon is somewhat one that you may or may not know. It's a new Pokemon and it's one of 4. When I say one of 4, I mean one of the fossilized fusions. It is based on UK just finding fossils and be like, these 2 work, well done, we've just made this new creature. That is kind of what these fusions are based off. And my fusion would be Dracovish. I was originally going to go for Dracozolt, but Dracovish, just not the design, it's the typing that I love. I was going to go for Dragon anyway, but Dracovish, I was definitely going to go for Dragon Electric, but I thought Dracovish was going to be much better choice. And definitely actually kind of like the design. Even though it looks really weird, I kind of do like it. Which is very surprising. I'm just never going to go for the Arcto side of things, because, well, Arcto, I just don't like the ice type. I've never really liked ice types. I've never kept one on my team. But Dracovish definitely will be a good Pokemon. And I'm happy he doesn't get a rock type. For a fossil Pokemon, it's surprising that they don't get, a rock type. Like, all the time, they always get a rock type, which I don't like. So, at this point, it's nice to get a change. My next Pokemon is Impidimp. Everyone must know Impidimp. And I said earlier, I would keep Zigzagoon on my team until I get Impidimp. Once I've got Impidimp, throw that guy in the trash. Unless I'll keep him for, as I said, a defending Pokemon. This Pokemon is so funny. I mean, it's a Dark Fairy type, the first we've ever gotten. I can't say I don't like it, because I can't. It's impossible. It's so nice. And its evolution, Grimmsnarl, looks kind of weird, but it's amazing. And it's not exactly its evolution, but it's its final evolution. And Grimmsnarl looks amazing. Its G-Max form, if you don't know, looks like it came straight out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I love it. And just Grimmsnarl, it's a Dark Fairy still. I've loved, dark types. And Fairy type is a kind of nice combo to go with it. So, definitely would give this guy a thumbs up. Definitely put it on my team. If I get a G-Max version, even better. But really, I don't care. It's Grimmsnarl. Its shiny looks amazing. If you don't know, it's shiny, it's like really nice white. I love it. But yeah, G-Max Grimmsnarl. Or just normal Grimmsnarl. I don't really care, it's Grimmsnarl. And the last normal Pokemon to be on my team is an entry from earlier as well. Eevee. I told you, I love Eevee. This guy's never coming off my team. I'm hoping it's a female because then it will represent the Eevee from Let's Go that I have. And I could also theme it around Molchan as well. But definitely as I said earlier, it's the same thing. It's free. I get it early game so I can train it better. It's Eevee. What can you expect? Before I move on to my extra Pokemon that I'll put on my side team, like in the box, and just switch out, I will be going over 3 honourable mentions. The first one being Corviknight. As I said, I love Corviknight, but I just don't think it'll be great team material. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a team Pokemon I would use often. So, hence, it's here. The next one is... How do I put this? It's one you should know by now, if you know Sword and Shield. And if I was to get him, I would have given him the best nickname everyone could have given him. He's going to be called Doug Dimmadome, Dimsdale Dimmadome. Dimsdale Dimmadome. Dimmadome. Yeah, just Doug Dimmadome. I mean, Dimsdale Dimmadome. It's the owner of Dimsdale Dimmadome. It's Galarian Weezing. If you didn't know, it's Galarian Weezing. Just look at him. The only time I would actually put him in my team is if I know I'm going to be doing a lot of double battles, which I think the last gym is a double battle, so I definitely will be thinking about putting him in the team because of his hidden ability. Or is it an ability or is it just his normal ability? I can't remember. But his ability, oh, I love it. Its ability neutralizing gas. This ability stops all other abilities in the game. So it's great in a double battle if your sidekick was a Slacking, because Slacking has a terrible ability. But if you were against a Pokemon like Shedinja, not the best outcome for Shedinja. So he's a really good Pokemon, and Poison... No, not Poison. Is he a Poison Fairy? I cannot remember. I know he's a Fairy type, though. And I like Fairy type. Not the best types, but I like Fairy types. Also, the last Pokemon that I would like to do as an honorable mention is Dracopult. This is literally Dreepy's evolution, which if you don't know, well, Dreepy's final evolution, because this is the pseudo-legendary of the region. He's okay. I like the idea of having Dreepy, like, in its evolution line. It's just literally Dreepy on top of a bigger form of itself, and then Dracopult has literally 2 Dreepies ready to shoot. He looks amazing, but weird at the same time. Definitely don't know how I feel. Personally, Ghost type Dragon, I don't like it. Hence, I'm not really going to put it on my team. So the 3 remaining Pokemon that I'll be putting on my team, swapping, is Yamper and its evolution. I like an electric type, and Yamper would be my electric type. I don't know what the evolution is called. I've literally forgotten. But yeah, Yamper and his evolution, definitely a nice Pokemon. definitely put it on my team a couple times, especially going up against Nessa, who will torment Cinderace a lot. So hence I would need to get a good electric type or grass type. I'm not the best when it comes, I just don't like grass as much. So I'll definitely keep Yamper for that exact, gym. The next one is a Galaform evolution. This being Surfetched. I was gonna go for my Sword Boy because I absolutely love the idea of a old Pokemon getting an evolution that actually needed an evolution. Zigzagoon and Lanoon, literally Zigzagoon had an evolution. Farfetch'd never have an evolution. Galarian Farfetch'd is a weird Pokemon to get the evolution, so you probably, when I do gameplay, you will have to watch me try and get the evolution. And when I do, it takes quite a bit because you've got to get, what was it? You had to get 3 critical hits in the same battle. So I'm going to have to give it a move that definitely will start to increase the critical hits. A lot. Yeah, a lot. My last Pokemon is another Pokemon from another region, other than Galar. And that being Honedge to Aegislash. I love Honedge and, all the way up to Aegislash. I love using King Shield, especially at certain points, when I feel like I'm in absolute danger. I definitely think King Shield's a much better option versus Protect. Only because I use Protect quite a bit on my Pokemon anyway. A lot of my Pokemon have Toxic or Protect because it's easily usable and definitely a nice spot on, the Pokemon moveset. But I rarely use stuff like Powerless, and, I never really use stuff like that. But Aegislash is definitely a nice steel type other than Duraludon that I definitely can keep on my team and definitely great for fighting. And Sword and Shield, it's literally the Sword and Shield Pokemon. Why wouldn't I want it? So, yeah. The last Pokemon on this list is Aegislash. So yeah, guys, that was it. That was my Sword and Shield team plan. I definitely think when it comes to gameplay, I might try and see if I can follow this. But I also, at some point, will follow tomorrow's little... it will be hard to follow fully tomorrow's team plan. But because tomorrow's team plan is going to be based on the character I'll be playing in the game. None of you know, I don't think, but instead of playing as myself, I'll be customizing my character to be Molchan. Also, it was a good excuse to start as a Scottish Pokemon trainer, because, Scottish Pokemon trainer, love it. But I will be doing Molchan. And tomorrow, I'll be doing a team plan for Molchan. What would a themed team look like for her to do with Galar? There isn't really many Pokemon on there that basically have come from other games, except for a couple. There's 3. And then, of course, I've got a couple Pokemon for a side team. I won't be doing a beginner's team for her because I just don't feel like it. Just don't. As well, I really wanted to quickly mention one Pokemon that some of you might be surprised I didn't add on this list. This is because I was very mixed on whether I really want to keep it on my team, because I think it's more of a Pokemon I personally would keep on my team, but only because of a joke. Because literally, I am British. That being Poltergeist. I just love the name. Poltergeist instead of Poltergeist, but Poltergeist. I know it has a de-evolution, which is literally a teacup, I love it. But Poltergeist was a Pokemon I really was mixed on having my team due to Ghost type. I never really wanted to have a Ghost type other than, of course, Honedge. Wait, was Honedge? I can't remember if Aegislash was a Ghost type. I think it was. Yeah, it's Ghost type. Steel Ghost. I didn't want to have another Ghost type as well as Aegislash. But I didn't want to put it in my honorable mentions because it's a Pokemon I would swap out with, but it's a Pokemon that I didn't want to put on the list due to it just didn't feel right, or I was taking too many spots with honorable mentions and the main Pokemon themselves. So, yeah. Poltergeist, definitely I would put on my team for quite a bit of the game. But other than that, bye guys, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. You want memes? We got them. Oh, you into cursed images? We got you, baby. You want better video notifications? We got it all. This server is still relevant, gosh dang it!